Hello there, my name is Valerie White Williams and I am a voice teacher and a vocal coach for Vocal Splendor Studios. I teach online voice and piano all over the world using Zoom, FaceTime, and Skype. So if you are interested in getting some lessons, please go to my website at vocalsplendor.com. But as for today, I am doing another reaction video, and this time I'm doing something different. I want to give this video, one of my posters suggested I react to this person, and I felt it was totally appropriate for me to upload on Christmas Day. I'm doing a reaction to Jussi Björling, who is a Swedish opera singer, and he was a singer that my grandmother Gunborg listened to as a young girl in Stockholm, and she grew up watching him sing in the opera. And my mother also was Swedish, and so this is a chance for me to listen to this beautiful singer. Some have called him the most beautiful tenor ever, singing O Holy Night, but he is singing it in Swedish, O Helga Natt. So let's have a listen to O Holy Night, sung in Swedish by Jussi Björling. All right, let's have a listen. Take a pause. Oh my goodness, what's a gorgeous, gorgeous sound. And this has been recorded prior to the era of the video, and so this is just an audio, but I thought it'd be pretty to watch the Christmas things versus a still picture of him. And yes, he is singing in Swedish, and it looks like he's going to do multiple verses because the first verse is the most famous, but when you sing the other verses, it gets a bit more drama. So let's keep going. hope you enjoyed the slideshow. I personally really did. I love all the images of Sweden, the Swedish Lucia and the Swedish goats. I've never been to Sweden in the winter time, but I was able to go as a young child in midsummer. So I was able to visit my Swedish relatives, and I just love Jussi Björling. His voice was so incredible. Now, the interesting thing about Jussi Björling is that his father was a singer, and so he was trained by his father. And so that's why his technique is just so spot on. He grew up singing, and it was just part of him. And I've talked about before is that when singers grow up in musical families, they have a head start because their parents are active musicians. And when the parents are actually singers themselves, then you actually have a vocal technique that is definitely part of their body from a very young age. And so he had such an incredible voice. And again, like I said, my grandmother Gunborg, who grew up in Stockholm, watched him as a young singer at the Royal Stockholm Opera. And she loved opera her whole life. And I guess as a child, I would imitate her. She loved opera, and she sang opera and played the piano, and that was me. I would try and sing opera as a young child, and so the little ladies in my very Norwegian church said that I was going to be a singer someday because I would try to imitate my Swedish grandmother. And Jussi was one of her favorites for sure. In fact, Jussi had kind of a fangirl base. There was lots of women that adored him because he had such a very strong, passionate sound. And he did come to America, and he had somewhat of a career here. But he is still looked at as one of the most beautiful singers, and it's definitely a big source of pride for the Swedish people. All right, thanks for the likes, shares, and subscribes. Thank you for tolerating or indulging me with my Christmas songs, and I look forward to making more videos for you. All right, take care and have a great day. Bye.